he starts to get ready to gaff it, and then he like puts the gaff over my head, and then the fish jumps, and then he just gaffs me straight in the head, splits my whole head open like a 12-inch flying gaff through the
Oh my.
head there, and then I just had blood pouring out everywhere, all blooded all over my shirt. I didn't even feel it at that stage. The adrenaline running through my body.
And how did it start out? Like, what was the origin story?
Too much alcohol.
Really? Okay.
Says if God wanted us to have fiberglass boats, he would have given us fiberglass trees.
It's for fishermen. It's not for taking the wife and the wife's friends.
I think that it's a really, really pretty boat.
And then there was a blur that went by and ended up in the cockpit, as far as if I can remember correctly.
Welcome back, State of Sportfishing podcast. I'm Nick Rulo. Anthony Pino is out in Costa Rica right now. So it'll be just me, myself, and the guest, Jay Househam from Australia, captain of the little Audrey, Viking 82. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Yeah, seems like had a few Australians here lately. We enjoy talking to you guys.
Yeah.
You guys always got some good stories for us.
Yeah, we got some pretty good fishing down there. It's good fun. Good bunch of guys down here in Australia run this 82 Viking, little Audrey. We just got last year. We shipped it over from the States. The boss man and his sister, it's like brother and sister owners. They just love fishing and hanging out on the boats and cruising around the east coast of Australia. And yeah, we had the opportunity to go over to Florida to pick this one up. Spent a few weeks over there fishing and then shipped it over here. It took about 6 weeks on the ship into Newcastle. And then once it arrived, we just shot it up to the Gold Coast, done some yard work, and then up to Cairns to fish the heavy tackle season up there, which was pretty cool. But yeah, and then before that, I was crewing for about 12 years. I done as a deckhand. I left school when I was 15. I was come from a commercial fishing background, and then I was sitting in a maths class at school one day, and my phone rang, and there was a Captain Scott Dorrington of the Freedom. He rang me, and he's like, "What are you doing? I want you to come work for me." I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Doing what?" And he goes, "Oh, I run a big charter boat." Oh, not a big charter, it was a 34 Blackwatch at the time. I was like, "Yeah, come work for me." So I'd done that, and then Mum picked me up from school that afternoon and went down to it wasn't even a marina there, it was just like a little harbour. You just put the dinghy in to go out to the boat. So I met the guy, and then, yeah, the next day we went fishing, fished the weekend. And then he walked up to my mum and was like, "Oh, I'm going to take your kid out of school. He's going to have a great life." And
how'd your mom take
that? Yeah, well, she was, I hated school anyway. It's no good. So I just loved fishing. And then, yeah, that started from there. And then I worked for that captain for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So it was cool, yeah. And then eventually I started back in 2011 crew, and then, yeah, done 10 years and now almost 3 years as a captain, which is good. Transition was pretty scary, but always is. But yeah, but as long as I felt like if I could come home safe at the end of the day, which I thought that I could, I felt comfortable doing that. Fishing had come.
Yeah. And how'd you come across the guy that on this rig that you work for now?
Well, when I first started working as a crew on the boats, we with Scotty, we went up to Port Stephens, and he had a 76 Warren before this Viking, and yeah, he was like a bit of a legend in the industry. Had a lot of respect and stuff, so I got to meet him, and then just started fishing with him a little bit throughout the years, just a couple of days here and there, and then all this COVID stuff hit and sort of shut the whole industry down, sort of thing. And then his crew left and went on and done other stuff, and then the boats were sort of sitting there, and then he approached me saying, "Oh, well, would you like to come and be the captain of our fleet?" So we got at that time we had the 76 Warren, and then we got a 114-foot Hatteras as a mothership, and then a 45 center console as well. So there's a fleet of us.
What made the boss go from like a local Aussie boat to a Viking?
I don't know. He sort of just had that boat for like 18 years, and then he was just ready for an upgrade. It was sort of getting a bit tired, and the whole plan was to do a refit on it, like bring it up to the Gold Coast and sit it in the yard for a few months and spend a few dollars on it. And then he started looking on the internet through COVID because we couldn't do anything. We were just sitting at home. So he started just looking at boats, and then he found this one, and he approached me. He goes, "Oh, we're going to sell the boat." And I was like, "Oh, no, really?" And then he goes, "No, we're just going to buy something bigger and better." I was like, "Oh, great." So, yeah, I first seen this boat. The boat, it came to Cairns a few years ago, back in 2014. So that was the first time I seen it. I knew the boat, the one he was looking at, and it was perfect for us too because it was all wired for 240 power, which is great for us down here. So it was kind of perfect, and it's got the sonar, it's got the gyro, and
oh, nice. How you liking all that stuff?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's fancy. I've fished on boats with sonars. Oh, not sonars, gyros, sorry. And yeah, they're unreal, especially anchoring and stuff up on the reef. It just makes it so comfy.
I bet. What do you have on that rig? Like you have two on that or one big one?
No, just one big one.
Like a 26 or something?
Yeah, 26, yeah. Yeah, and it's comfy. I spend most of my days in the tower. Takes the roll out of it. It's good.
Yeah. And
then the sonars. Yeah.
Are you able to work the sonar in the tower?
Yeah, I can, yeah. So I just got the little remote that feeds up from downstairs in the bridge. And I got two 9-inch Garmin's as a sounder and a chart, and then I got a 16-inch nav pod that I run my sonar on.
That's badass.
Yeah, it's a pretty good setup. It's a really good setup. It's comfy.
And how has it been adjusting or learning that? Did you learn it yourself, or you had somebody else kind of guide you a little bit?
Yeah, well, when we had the boat in the States, we had a captain over there, Joel McLeod, and he helped us out a lot. He showed us the ropes and stuff over there, and he was pretty good with the sonar. So he kind of showed us a little bit to do with it. And then, yeah, just once we got back here, it was kind of just figuring it out.
And how's it been? I mean, I know like a lot of guys here doesn't work as well in shallow water, but how's it working working on the reef? Like, do you come up in the shallows and you get a bunch of interference or?
Yeah, you sort of do, because up in Cairns, you're fishing a lot of structure, like a lot of points. So you could go from like 300 meters into 50 meters within like half a mile. So you got to constantly be changing your degrees and your range and stuff. So I sort of just set it on a certain setting and just ran with that. And I didn't really use it to follow fish around, but if I'd mark them, like mark the fish in the area, I'd stay in the area. And then once, like if I was fishing a reef by myself, I'd sort of track them around a little bit. But when there's a lot of boats fishing a point or a certain reef, you kind of just do your runs in and out along the point. And if you were using your sonar to track a fish, you really just fuck everybody up, really, by cutting across and stuff like that. So, and that's sort of just how I used the sonar up there, was to keep me in an area if I was marking fish on the sonar. But if I wasn't marking any fish on the sonar, I'd just keep going, move out to the next one until I started seeing some cool stuff on the sonar and keep me there. And then eventually, you'd start getting bites, which was good. Yeah, which is real good.
Pretty insane.
We also have a lot of critters up there. There's a lot of sharks and wahoos and all that sort of stuff. And you mark all that sort of stuff. But trying to figure out what's what that was the biggest thing. And once I sort of figured that out, it was cool.
That's badass.
Real cool.
Nice. And what are you guys doing for fishing or pulling big baits and stuff?
Yeah, you pull like the big scads. The scads are the swim baits. So you either run one swim bait or two swim baits, and then a big tuna or a scaly or a king mackerel, as you guys call them. But yeah, and then this year we started running a dredge, which was pretty awesome. There's a few.
What are you running off that?
Just like a firetail or a firetail with squids on the back, or sort of anything that we could put together, really. Yeah. And yeah, we definitely raised a few fish on it, switched them off. It was just great. So nice. It's pretty cool. That was my first year up there this year as a captain, and especially with the new big boat. I just sort of went up there with no marks or anything and just sort of studied the reefs and points and tried to figure out where I thought I could catch a fish and fish at the right time. And yeah, we done pretty well. I was pretty happy with our season. It was good.
Nice. So yeah, talk a little bit about your season this past year.
So we got the boat in. I think it landed here in mid-June, July, I think it was. And then we spent 2 weeks in the yard and then just shot up to Cairns and started fishing. I think we fished like maybe 38 days or 40 days, and we had 91 bites and caught 44. At the start of the season, we were getting bites, but just the conversion rate was a bit slow because I was just trying to get used to the momentum with the boat, like pulling it out of gear with the drop back and the big baits and all that sort of stuff. But once we started figuring all that out, we started catching a bunch, which was good. I was happy about it. There's a few big ones in the mix this year, which was good. A lot of boats caught some nice ones.
Nice. It was good. Yeah, I mean, that's a good amount of bites for sure.
Yeah, I was pretty happy.
And how was the boss? Is he like super dialed in with, hooking and fish and everything?
Yeah, we fish all IGFA rules and everything. Yeah, it's all he hooks on himself and same with the sister and all their friends. It's all
Nice.
IGFA rules, and yeah, they just sit out the back all day in the sun. It's like they just get roast. Yeah, they don't want to miss anything, and they just have like a fat time. They're all about having fun and laughs and cocktails and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's good
Yeah.
energy. It's great energy on the boat.
Oh, that's awesome.
A lot more fun.
So when did that season end for you?
That ended in back end of November last year.
November.
And then, yeah. So then we went from Cairns back to the Gold Coast, and then that's where we've been since. Just had to order new parts for the engines and stuff. Doing a top end rebuild at the moment, and then it was just hard to get parts. Everything's got to come from Germany. And yeah,
What's that you're doing? Top end, you said?
Yeah. So yeah, there's a few hours on it. So just thought we'd give it a birthday before the Port Stephens season and keep going from there and just try and do as much fishing.
Have you been able to get all the parts you needed now, or you're still waiting on stuff?
Majority of it's here. So the mechanic's actually starting tomorrow. So yeah, majority of it's here now, and they're just waiting, and people are just starting to come back to work, and yeah, the mechanics and whatnot are all just coming back, and yeah, there's a few little things that we're still waiting on, but majority of the parts are here and they're ready to roll, so it's good. I reckon 2 to 3 weeks we'll be fishing again.
You said with their MTU, right?
Yeah, the MCUs, yeah, 2600s.
26. M94 or M96?
M94, yeah.
M94.
So yeah, she's good. She's a big boat. Cruises at 27 knots or something, so it's pretty nice. It's fast.
It's pretty
comfy.
Pretty fast for a big boat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, a lot of fuel getting burnt too.
Yeah, oh yeah. And closed bridge too. How do you like that?
Yeah, it's good. It's comfy, especially in the weather, like when we're traveling and stuff with the AC, and
Yeah.
it's great. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, can't complain with that.
No, stay nice and dry, and then some days I'm like, oh fuck, I've got to go to the tower now.
Yeah.
But that's good. Love it. It's comfy. And I got some really good guys working for me in the moment. I got two full-time crew. And yeah, they're great. They're really switched on guys.
Nice. And how's it work when you guys are fishing? You got one of the crew guys, they making food and stuff for everybody?
Yeah. So I got one guy, Nick. He does most of all like the cooking and the cleaning and stuff like that. And he makes some mad feed, which is great. And then another guy, Cam, he's really good in the cockpit and really good in the engine room as well. So it works. We've got a good team. Nice. And everyone on the boat, like the owners and friends and that come, they all help out and chip in, grab a chamois and stuff. So it's good fun.
Nice.
Like everyone just enjoys themselves on the boat. That's what it's all about.
Nice. So then how long are you going to be down for until you get back at it?
About 3 weeks.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, 3 weeks. Once all the parts are here, the parts should be here towards the end of the week. So once they start, it's just work around the clock and get it done. So.
And you'll start fishing right away?
Yeah. We'll travel from the Gold Coast to Port Stephens. It's like 400 miles. No, it's about 350. And then we'll just start fishing there straight away. We've got some tournaments coming up and stuff like that. So
that's where, if I'm not mistaken, like you catch a lot of blue marlin in that area.
Port Stephens or Gold Coast?
I'm trying to think if that's where your buddy Danny was telling us where they catch, like they have a lot more blue marlin bites there.
Yeah. Kleiny, yeah, he's a beauty. That guy. Yeah, you catch a lot. You can catch it's pretty common to go and catch a slam, a blue, black, and a stripe. So Port Stephens, it's an awesome fishery. There's sort of 3 different types of fishing you can do there. You can do the inshore black marlin fishing, like it's all live baiting and fishing the reefs and stuff like that. And then you got if you want to venture out, you can go to the shelf and do some striped marlin fishing, which is good. You can go out 10 shots a day of striped marlin when it's good, 15 shots a day. Then you go out over the edge and it's great blue marlin fishing there too. So it's pretty common to catch a slam if that's what you wanted to do. You could go and catch a blue marlin over the shelf and then come to the shelf, catch a stripe, and then run inshore and catch a black. But even on the shelf there while you're live baiting, all the big bait schools and stuff, you catch them all. They're all mixed in together.
How does the point system work for those fish in a tournament like that?
Well, it's all like if you catch it's all line class here. So no matter what species you catch, it all just depends on the line class. Yeah.
Oh, the fish are the same points?
Yeah. So just a matter of fact, like it's a matter if you catch it on 10 kilo or like 30 pound or 50 pound line.
Yeah.
It's like a 2,000 point difference or something like that. So
wow.
It's a bit strange, but it works. That's just the way the rules are down here.
And
so you have
a lot more guys now transitioning to lighter tackle?
Yeah, well, especially like in the inshore, you fish like that 20-pound tackle, you catch them pretty good because the little blacks there, you know, they're anywhere from like 80 to 150 pounds. Then you get the bigger ones mixed in. Yeah, every now and then you catch like a 400-pounder in there on 20-pound. It goes pretty good, but you're only fishing like 30 meters of water, so they just go up and out. They can't go down. They get snagged. So yeah, that's just how it all works. It's like like you could catch a 500-pound blue marlin on 30-pound, or you could catch a 20-pound black marlin on 20-pound. It's the same points.
Got it. Interesting.
No, it's a good fishery. It's amazing.
And then I'm guessing how many boats in those tournaments will actually have the sonar? Not many.
No, I think there's one other boat. That's it.
And what are you allowed to use it in the tournament?
Yeah. I think there's a couple of boats with sonars, but they only have like the CH300 or the CH600. There's only one other boat that's got that Omni apart from us now. So, but yeah, they're allowed to use it. I don't know. We're pretty slow down here with trying to figure it all out, and like with dredges. We've only sort of been dredge fishing the last maybe 5 or 6 years down here.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to be pretty amazing with this boat, what it can do and how it's set up with the sonar and run 2 dredges. And I'm excited to see what it's going to do down there. Should be fun.
Nice. When's that first tournament?
I think it's mid-February.
Oh wow, coming up.
Shootout. So that's the big, like it's a blue marlin over 250 kilos or something you got to catch for the prize money.
Nice.
It's nothing like your prize money over there. That's crazy money.
How many boats do you have in a tournament like that?
Oh, you can get up to like 150, 200 boats. Yeah.
Damn, that's a lot of boats.
Yeah, and then some are only like 50 boats, 60 boats. Just sort of depends what the prize money's like. I guess the money definitely brings some more boats in.
Gotcha. And how's the weather typically out of like Port Stevens there?
Port Stevens this time of year is generally pretty good. You just get like because it's our summertime here, so you just get like the night light nor'east winds in the afternoon, which is pretty good. You just got to hope that you don't get these east coast low pressure systems forming up, because then it stuffs the weather for stuff it up. So like 2 weeks, just hard south wind and big swell, and you can't even get out. So the last few years it's been pretty bad. We've had some bad weather with big floods, and looks like the fishing starts to shape up and get real good, and then all of a sudden you just have a big downpour of rain and just flood water just goes the whole way out to the shelf, which is it just stuffs it. They all just move on, all gone.
Gotcha.
Fortunately, that's the way Mother Nature rolls, I guess.
That's right. What you said?
The weather's fun.
Yeah, always. I would say what you mentioned before. I mentioned about Ross. You said you got to work for him a little bit.
Yeah, I fished 2 years with Roscoe. Yeah, he's good. We had a lot of fun. We had some amazing fishing together. Yeah, we've done some 50-pound world record fishing with Steph Choate. And that was definitely a highlight of my career, just to catch that fish for her. That was awesome.
I grew up with Steph, so I know Steph pretty well.
Oh, right. Yeah, cool. She's a beauty. She's good fun.
Yeah.
She's got a lot of good energy and good vibes about her. So that was good.
Nice.
We had a lot of big fish on that trip for her. And, you know, on the last day, we whacked that 11-11 on 50-pound for her.
Yeah, that's pretty epic.
And then she come back the next year after that.
I'm guessing, is that your biggest fish there?
That's the biggest one I've killed here, yeah.
Oh, that's badass.
Caught a bunch of, the day before, her dad, Tim Choate, had one on that was probably one of the biggest fish I've ever seen. It was really big.
Bigger than that?
Yeah, I think Roscoe caught it about 1,200 pounds or something like that.
Golly.
That was a giant, yeah. So.
Wow.
But yeah, and then she come over the next year and wanted to fish for the 30-pound world record. And on the first day, we left Cooktown and started heading out and put the baits in. And it was like the first hour, we get this big one on. We're like, holy shit, this could be pretty close. And yeah, we whacked it, weighed it, brought it in the boat, and we weighed it. It was 767. It was just shy of the world record.
What was the record?
I think it was 818 or something, maybe. I can't remember. Low eights. So it was pretty close. It had all the length. It just didn't have the girth. It was a bit skinny. But that was pretty cool to whack a big one like that on 30 pounds.
Wow. Damn. We've done some pretty epic fishing you got to see.
Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. I mean, got to work with some pretty cool guys like Roscoe, Corey Hard, Scott Thorrington, and worked with some great captains and had some amazing fishing over the years.
That's badass.
Yeah, I worked for I captain up here in Cairns for like 6 years or something, six or seven seasons. He worked on he was driving an assegai boat at the time, which was a Scary. And that thing's amazing. We had some awesome fishing. We'd have the Dreaming On guys come over. So they'd charter the boat for like a whole month. They'd bring their boat over. And then, yeah, we just sit out there with a mothership and a bunch of game boats for a whole month and just fish and not worry about anything else. You didn't go in for the whole month. It was epic. It was good fun.
That's badass. What was the biggest one you guys caught on your rig this year?
We caught one about 900. We caught a couple about 850, 900. Seen a few other big ones that wouldn't eat. Jumped a few big ones off, just trying to get used to it all. But yeah, we ended up catching a few nice ones. It was good.
Fucking sick.
So, that's good fun. Yeah, it's an amazing place. You got to come and check it out.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's bucket list.
Yeah.
Give our little.
There's a lot of sailfish there this year.
Bring our sailfish for bait.
Yeah, yeah. There was a bunch of sailfish getting caught there this year. It's like fucking hell, another sailfish. Jesus, what a big one. But no, they're cool. They're pretty. Some people don't see it. You can catch a few of them here, but people that see them are like, oh, wow, that's a pretty cool looking thing. Yeah.
They're cute, right?
But no, that's good. That's good fishing up there. And you catch some nice blue marlins and stuff if you go out over the edge, trolling lures. And yeah, it's great. A lot of cool stuff to do. Even the spear fishing and doggy fishing, GT fishing, all that stuff is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I want another bucket list too is get a doggy spearing though.
Yeah. We actually
the apex.
Yeah, we had a charter up there a few years ago that wanted a spear one. We were like, "You really want to jump in the water here?" Yeah, I want to jump in. Mate, there's that many sharks. No, I don't care. So he burleys these doggies up on the edge, jumps in, goes down, shoots one, and then all these sharks just ball up. So there was like 30 of them. But he got the doggy, got him in the boat. Yeah.
Oh, he got it up?
Yeah, he got it. It
Oh.
was like a 40-pounder or something. Yeah, yeah.
Man.
But yeah, I've never seen
turn into a Sharknado.
Yeah, yeah, you wouldn't get me jumping. Not out there. Inside the edge is fine for me, as long as I can see the bottom.
Yeah.
I do a lot of surfing and stuff, but surfing it doesn't worry me too much because I can't see him. It's the one you don't see surfing, the one that's going to get you.
Yeah.
But
That's why I like. Well, that's why I like. I don't mind being in the water. At least I like to see what's going to eat me. You know, surfing. I don't like to be. I don't like the element of surprise.
Yeah, well, that's like, oh, well, if it's a surprise, well, there you go, it's there. But I think I'd be more scared if I was spearing and seen him coming at me.
Hey, at least you have something. Maybe try to defend yourself.
Yeah. True that. But yeah, I get in the water. But as long as I can see the bottom. And the old anchor trout, that's the best one. As soon as you drop the anchor, there's always a trout swimming around there. So you just swim to the anchor, shoot that, swim back to the boat. That's it.
Yeah, those things are badass looking. I'm sure they taste pretty well too, huh?
Yeah, the coral trout. Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Very great feed.
They look tasty. You know those guys, those peak sport fishing guys?
Yeah, Eddie. Yeah, they smash it over in the west there. Yeah, great fishing over there.
A little far, right? On the other side, huh?
Yeah, it is. It's all the way over. Yeah, Wild West, as Cloning called it. I've never been over there. I've never sussed it out. I'd like to go over there. It'd be a pretty cool place to visit, I reckon. But yeah,
you guys, you think you'll do any outer island traveling or anything on your rig?
Hopefully in the next few years, once we sort of suss it all out and get used to the boat and do a few more Cairns trips, and then hopefully, there's one place I would like to go is the Chesterfields, is Roscoe. No, Ross Finlayson was talking about it a few years back. I was looking at it. That place.
Where's that?
Really cool. It's in between like Australia and New Caledonia.
Yeah,
just a bunch of reefs and islands out there. It looks.
I think he's heading your way here soon. From last I spoke with him.
Yeah, right. I haven't been in contact with him. I'd speak to him a little bit, but not too much.
I think the boat. I think they're sending the boat over there, and I think they have a mothership, and they're going to start doing some. I don't know if it's maybe next year or something, but it sounds like they're going to do some pretty crazy traveling schedule.
Yeah, right. Wow. Yeah, I have to get in contact with him. I haven't spoken to him for a while. He's got a pretty awesome operation he's got going. That boat's pretty awesome looking. It's amazing, eh?
Yeah, I think
that's going to do some cool stuff down there for sure.
that boat I think that boat they built, is kind of designed to do all that heavy traveling and overnighters and
Yeah. Roscoe was always into that exploratory stuff. He's pretty. We had some good conversations about just, well, where would you go? What would you do? And it was good.
that's sick.
Yeah,
You guys are in a good part of the world for that, man.
Yeah. We got like when we're fishing up in Cairns along the edge. If the weather's like nice and flat, calm, you can go out to. There's a whole bunch of outer reefs you can go out to. They're pretty untouched, like big sea mounts and stuff, and get the big tuna aggregation going on out there. It's pretty awesome. A lot of spearos get out there and spear them in the water. Yeah, I haven't seen the tuna aggregation, but I've been out to the reefs and stuff and seen it starting to happen, but then had to come in. Yeah, pretty awesome. I'd probably spear one of them.
Yeah.
The sharks aren't far.
That's badass. So I know you already mentioned a little bit, but how was that's killing that 11-11 with Steph? Tell that story.
It was actually, that was my first season with Roscoe, and we had a few bigger ones on that would just like had gaffs in and straightened gaffs and all that sort of stuff. And on the final day, you just pop the gaffs, straighten them, and break everything. It's pretty gnarly killing a big fish like that, especially on 50-pound. Like he's basically just swimming around. He hardly even knows he's hooked.
Wow.
And we were using circle hooks, so like you can't really, like if a big giant marlin eats a bait like that and he gets it down its guts, like max drag you can fish on 50 pounds, probably 10 kilos. 10 kilos of drag's not really going to pull the hook out and circulate into the corner. So we kind of just, Roscoe's plan was just sort of back around, follow it, and as soon as you grab the leader, which we had an awesome wireman, Andy Dow, he was very seasoned crewman, which was good. And he just sort of grabbed the leader and just done some big pulls, and then he felt the hook just go into the corner. And once the hook went into the corner, it just started jumping. And then, I think the fight time was maybe 2.5 hours or something. And we got a gaff in it pretty early and ripped the gaff out, and it just kept jumping. And then eventually, we got it to the side again, and Roscoe done some pretty cool maneuvers, cut it off, and we got some gaffs in it, and just went ape shit. Eventually, we pulled it through the door, and as we pulled it through the door, there was all sharks swimming around, and had to drive forward to get away from the sharks. And and then once we brought it in, we was like, holy shit, that thing's big. Yeah, that's pretty sick. Awesome. Like, and that was the first fish that I'd killed. Yeah,
wow.
I got the gaff, and
that's badass.
Fuck that out. Is that what's supposed to happen?
Good one, the gaff for your first one, huh?
Yeah, it was really good. I was pretty stoked for that.
Fuck.
And then went to the scales, went into Cooktown. Well, there's no scales. We just went into Cooktown and had to call up, book a crane, and just backed into the boat ramp there and got a crane to drag it out, weigh it. And there was people everywhere.
That's his history.
Looking at this big fish. Yeah, and that was it.
Wow.
Big cocktails later.
That's cool. The tournament I'm fishing this weekend, Steph and her dad are going to be in it, so I'll have to tell them I just spoke with you.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, that was good fun. We had a mothership that trip, and it was fun. But even like some of the big ones that we had on, we probably had the one we had on the day before was probably bigger than the one we gaffed.
Wow.
I did that well. Pulled the gaffs out, and it was pretty wild.
That's insane.
Yeah.
What's another
fun gaffing them?
What's another story that you remember that close to that one?
Oh yeah, I got another one. It's a pretty good one. So when I was working for Corey Hard, he drove the Ascari for a bunch of years, and then he sort of went out on his own and purchased this 40-foot wood nut, like an old custom boat. So he got that, and then we done a massive refit on it. Spent like 5 months in the shed. It was just gutted. It was a full shell. And we're sort of coming to the back end of it, and we're just broken, tired. We're working around the clock to get this boat ready to start fishing. And all he was saying to me was, something good's going to happen to it. Something's good is coming from all this hard work. I promise you. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, Corey, no worries. Yeah. And then eventually, we started fishing. And it was sort of the middle of COVID was just starting. So it was hard to find crew and like to get people in for the season. So it was all a bit up in the air. So we had a couple of guys just come and do some filling trips for us. And then on this trip, we had one guy, Elliot. He's an animal. He's an awesome crewman. He's a big, strong dude. And he's weighed some really big marlin. And so he had to go halfway through the trip. So we're fishing a spot called Linden Bank, which was flat calm. So we had to do like a boat transfer out there while we're fishing. So we just threw his bag over. He jumped in the water, swam over to the other boat, and then we just drove off. So I started like just putting the gear back out, put the center rigger out, like a skip and scat, I think it was at an 8. And then I was putting the tuner out on the left, and I was looking out the back, just going, what the hell is that out there? And it was just all this like water just bubbling and going like crazy. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then it disappears, and then I just see this head and shoulders whoosh go out of the water. I was like, oh, there he is. Fuck, that's a big one. And had this old fella, Graham McCloy, as an angler, and he'd been fishing up there like 30 years, and he'd never weighed a grander, never weighed one at all. So he wanted to weigh one. And then we get this fish on, and it's like, all right, well, let's sort of get ready. And I'm by myself at this stage. Lucky I only had one bait out. And then, yeah, we get it on, and we start fighting it. And starts jumping. I get it on the leader within like 10 minutes, and it does like 10 massive jumps on the leader. And it's like, and Graham saying, yeah, we're going to kill it. So then eventually, like Graham, we just stall it out. Graham just goes to sunset and just holding it there. That's just pulling this 40-foot boat just backwards, pretty much, just in and out of gear, just towing it around. I run up to the tower, I grab all the gaffs, come down and tie him off. And he had an old friend with him. He was just taking videos and stuff. And I said, yeah, mate, just hold this, and when I say go, just gaff it. He's like, oh, okay, no worries. So I get on the lead, and it's just doing these big greyhound jumps, and he's going, fucking hell, pretty scary. So then he starts to get ready to gaff it, and then he like puts the gaff over my head, and then the fish jumps, and then he just gaffs me straight in the head, splits my whole head open like a 12-inch flying gaff through the head there, and then I just had blood pouring out everywhere, all blooded all over my shirt. I didn't even feel it at that stage, the adrenaline running through my body. And then eventually, yeah, he got a gaff in it, which was an awesome shot, just straight over the shoulder. And then I got another one in it while I was on the lead, and then we got 4 gaffs in it and just like jammed it to the transom, and it's just paddling its tail, and the boat's just doing like donuts. And then eventually, yeah, we get it in the boat, and it weighed 1026.
Wow.
Yeah, with a split head.
Jeez, you ever get stitches?
No, I didn't. I just think I just put some butterfly, a bit of super glue or something, glued it back together. But yeah, after the adrenaline, we started going back to the mothership to weigh it. I was like, my head hurts. That's when I actually felt it. So then watching back at the footage of it all, it's kind of, you see the gaff just bounce through my head.
Oh,
which was that was just like an old not titanium, it was an old like steel 12-inch. But nowadays, there's guys, especially a guy down here, Ohana Gaffs, he's making these amazing titanium flies, 12-inch reinforced things, 10-inch, whatever you want. I reckon if one of them went into your head, you'd be in a lot of trouble. Bounce off your brain, I reckon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't think all the adrenaline in the world probably wouldn't stop that one.
Nah.
Well, damn, that's a sick story.
Yeah, it was cool. And it was amazing. Like, it was awesome for him. He'd been fishing up there 30 years to catch that fish, and for him his best mate to gaff it for him. That was like an awesome story. And especially doing all that hard yards in the yard, and Corey he was right. He said something good's going to happen from this, and then we got the opportunity to gaff that fish, which was awesome. Wow. I'll never forget that day.
How many fish have you killed?
I've weighed two over 1,000 pounds, and I weighed another one that was 1020, but it had a shark bite in it. So a bunch of 800s, 900s. We weighed one that we thought was really like big, but it was just short, and it was 998.
Oh wow!
So it was pretty close. That was on Halloween.
Wow. Yeah,
there's been a few, but there's a lot of factors in trying to take a fish nowadays. And motherships and where to weigh it and how you're going to weigh it and all that sort of stuff. So it's kind of it's starting to just get more of a hassle.
Yeah. Does your boss have interest in hanging one?
Yeah. He'd like to catch one. And we got the big davit, so we can just weigh it on the bow of this, which is great.
Yeah.
And even anybody that's fishing around us, they were like, oh, if they were going to catch one, and take a fish, we could just use our davit to weigh their fish. We have no issues with that at all. Helping people out. It goes around, comes around.
Wow, well, that's sick. Hope you get your boss on one soon.
Yeah, it'd be good, eh? He's stoked. Yeah, he's been fishing up there 22 years and he's never caught one either. So that's sort of my goal, is to try and catch him and his sister one, which would be great.
That's sick. Nice. Super cool. The family's all super into it.
Yeah, it's good. It's just him. Yeah, just him, brother and sister owners, and they just have a good time. It's love traveling and love fishing, and no matter what sort of fishing it is, it's little baby marlins.
How old are they?
They're early 60s. So, but yeah, they're good. They're fit and have fun, and they love to drink and love to party. And yeah, they just got this new boat now, so they're ready to venture, ready to do some cool stuff, and I'll try and get into their area to try and do some exploratory stuff, which would be awesome. I'll have to speak to Roscoe, see where he goes.
Yeah, you gotta talk to him, man. Yeah, I told him, I was like, dude, we gotta get you back on after wherever you go, whatever part of the world you go explore, dude. We gotta hear about it. You know, he's good. He's good with his storytelling.
He loves the storytelling. Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, we love it. Fucking cracking us up.
Yeah, he's good value. He's good fun.
He told me when he was there in Panama, you know, earlier in the year or whatever, he was telling me, oh, Nikki, you would have loved it. He's like, fucking sailfish everywhere. I was fucking dying laughing.
Yeah. Well, would have loved it in Cairns this year too. Fuck, sailfish coming in on the dredges. I'm like, oh, there's it's sailfish again. I don't know. You can pitch it if you want to. Yeah, like just gangs of them coming up and just swimming around. Oh, there's one over there. There's one. That was cool. It's cool to see. Even just while you're bait fishing, just catching them on your little diving minnows and stuff. And it's another sailfish. Oh, yeah.
A nuisance for you guys.
Yeah. No, they're a pretty cool fish. I like them. I like them if you're fishing for them, but that's about it.
Yeah. Well, cool,
but
man.
You don't get the sailfish down Port Stevens. It's just marlin fishing down there, no sailfish.
I was gonna say, damn, man, we would get a super slam there if you had them there.
Yeah, well, I've caught a couple there, but just not in numbers. Like you can't really target them. Every now and then you catch one.
Yeah.
Or you're live baiting or something like that. But you catch spearfish as well, so you can catch a super slam if you're if you caught a spear chucker.
Yeah.
I've never caught one. It's another thing that swim around in our ocean.
Yeah.
But Port Stevens, it's going to be good fun. Can't wait to get down there and fish the season. A few months, so it'll be good.
Nice.
And it seems to be shaping up to be a pretty good season. Like the whole east coast here of Australia is fishing really well. Like I think last week my mate was fishing out of just north of the Gold Coast, and he caught 17 blues in one day. 17 blues and one strike, which was
17.
That's awesome fishing. Yeah, 17 blues in one day, and a strike marlin.
That's really good. I don't care where you are. That's like a badass.
Yeah, and that's just all teaser fishing 30 pound. So yeah, it was a good day. And a whole bunch of boats have been getting good numbers, even out off Sydney. Like there's been awesome. I think one boat had 10 shots of striped marlin there the other day, and another boat had 10 shots of striped marlin. Yeah, one of my crew, Cam, he's been fishing down there a fair bit with his mates. I think he caught 14 in 2 days or 3 days or something fishing.
Man,
pretty awesome.
What was the size of those blue ones?
What's that?
What's generally the size of those blues?
Oh, anywhere from like 200 to 600 pounds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So they get some good ones, especially if you're fishing 30 pound. They go pretty good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, good fun teaser fishing those things. They're awesome. They're hot.
How do you compare catching the blues to the blacks?
I like it's sort of different fishing, you know. Like the black marlin fishing, it's all dead baiting, big baits. Or depending on where you are. If you're Port Stevens, it's all live baiting for the blacks. But yeah, on the edge, blue marlin, it's teaser fishing or lure fishing and stuff like that, it's fun because it's very visual.
Yeah,
that's what I'm keen to do a lot of that with, especially with the dredges, the dredge system we got going here with the sonar, and try and follow them around and get my head around that sort of thing. I think that would be really cool. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, nothing like teasing them in and sight fishing them like that.
Yeah. That's I'm all about that for sure.
Well, we'll get you going.
Yeah, definitely. But the inshore black marlin fishing's also, it's good fun. You can tease a few in there, but it's pretty hard to get them up off the structure because you're fishing like bommies and rocks and stuff like that. So they're pretty. And those black marlins get down on the bottom eating grass and rock cod and all that. So it's pretty hard to get them up to tease them in that shallow water.
That's crazy.
But
Being
you
on the
can
bottom.
get some pretty, yeah, bottom feeders, flatheads.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like you hook one and then comes up jumping, throws all its lunch out. It's like, oh, that's a wrasse, that's a rock cod, and it's a weird shit they eat.
Yeah,
Scavengers. That's why they're so cool, I reckon. You can get some big numbers. You get some big numbers in that inshore fishery off Port Stephens. Our best day, I think we had 25 bites and caught 20 in a day, which was pretty awesome. And there's a funny story behind that. The fishing had been really slow for like the last 2 weeks. So I think we caught like 5 for the season. And then all of a sudden, like I was asleep and we're ready to go fishing. And then my captain walks in and knocks on the door and goes, "Mate, you better get out of bed." I'm like, "What's going on? What's up?" And he's like, "Have a look at this water picture here. This patch of water has come on this particular spot called the Gibber, which he loves that spot. It's where he wants his ashes." He'd live there if he could. And then, yeah, he's like, "Man, this patch of water has come right in on this patch of reef." He's like, "This is going to be the best day fishing you ever had." I was like, "Oh, yeah, right, Cap, all good. If we catch 10 today, I'll buy you lobster lunch." That's what I said to him. He goes, "Righto." So we get there, and then there's catch some bait and start catching these bonitos and stuff. I'm like, "Oh, this is great, isn't it, Cap?" And after that, it was just like double header, triple header, swimming around everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
It was just like, they were like everywhere. It was unbelievable. And then, yeah, we had that day. We had
lobster lunch. Oh, wow.
So, I didn't.
Lobster lunch?
Yeah. He got his lobster lunch. Yeah. I didn't make him pay that day because lobster's probably $150.
Expensive lobster.
Yeah. Shit, yeah. But then I think that week we caught like 58 in 5 days or something.
Wow. Damn.
And then all of a sudden they just disappear again. Because we get this thing along here on the East Coast, it's called Ekman Transport. It rolls if you get a hard north wind, rolls the water over, it just creates all these like upwellings and stuff like that. And then if it's a real hot summer, you get those hard northerly winds, it shuts the fishing down. But then you get the south wind and it pushes the water back in close to the land, and then that's when you get the good fishing again.
And where was that fishing you had, like in relation to where you are?
That's 300 miles to the south. Yeah, that's Port Stephens. I'm on the Gold Coast now. Yeah.
Got it.
That's the inshore.
And will you fish that area at all soon?
Yeah. We'll spend a lot of time there, but it's only a little area, so it's only a little patch of reef. So this big 82 Viking's gonna push a lot of boats out of the way. It's gonna be hard to fish.
Yeah.
So if the fishing's good there, if they're in there, we want to have like a cheap sort of, because it's only 5 miles out of the heads, really. 10 miles you got to go.
Oh, wow.
So it's cheap.
Yeah,
it's not far at all. It's right there. So yeah, we'll definitely spend a few days in there having fun catching those little ones. Yeah, I sort of want to just venture out a little bit, use this sonar as much as I can.
Yeah.
Try and fish like that.
Get away from the pack.
Yeah. So that's sort of my aim, is try and fish alone a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like you could be out there some days and on the edge and there's 300 boats fishing around you, like just all live baiting. So it'd be good to have the ability of the sonar to try and find your own patch of bait and just hang out by yourself.
Yeah, that's sick.
That's the goal anyway.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. I got you guys on G now, so I'll definitely be following you guys and hopefully see some sick fishing from you guys.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Hopefully, yeah, it's all shaping up to be pretty good. Can't wait. Just get to get these engines sorted out and do some sea trials, and then just run it down the coast and start fishing.
Oh,
excited.
Yeah, nice. And where's your family where's your family based at?
My family's based on the Central Coast, which is like a little town in between Sydney and Newcastle. Little beach town. We live right on the beach there. It's great. And yeah, my wife, she looks after the little little son while I'm away fishing, and she's awesome. Very supportive of what we do, and she just loves it. She loves following it all, and she hasn't caught a marlin yet, but hopefully this season we can get her out there and catch a marlin. hopefully have the little boy on the backpack in the tower with me. That'd be pretty
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to do it, dude. I see people do it. I'm like, I got to do that hopefully one day.
Yeah. I reckon that'd be pretty awesome. Having me in a little harness, you can
Tease them
press
in
the
with
teaser
you.
really. Yeah. Yeah, that's my goal. But I don't know how she'd go about that. Might be a safety issue.
Yeah.
He's got to start somewhere, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Might as well start them young. But yeah, no, she's awesome. She's very supportive of all the traveling and stuff. So to have a woman like that, it's good. Gives you confidence.
Yeah. Got the same deal here, so hope it all works out.
I seen you. Were you in France not long ago or something on Instagram? I seen.
Yeah. How to keep her happy, so I could keep fishing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a dinner date goes a long way.
That's right. Gotta keep her happy,
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
hopefully we'll make it your way one day, dude. We'll hopefully get the fish.
Yeah. Well, I got to go and check out your guys' area when we purchased the boat over there. Yeah, well, we're just having a baby, so I didn't get over there for the whole time. But the crew spent 6 weeks fishing through the Bahamas and through Palm Beach and Florida and all that sort of area. It was pretty awesome. Had some good fish and some blues and whites and sails and that.
Yeah.
And then
how they enjoy the Bahamas.
Oh, they loved it. Yeah, they loved it. They said it was an awesome place. I didn't get to go there, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they said it was awesome. Yeah. I met the boat back in Palm Beach at Sailfish Marina. And then, we just done some fishing out of there. Done some swordie fishing, caught a couple of swords and some sail fishing. And I just couldn't believe, like, you just go to the Fisherman's Center or whatever it's called there, or Grand Slam.
Yeah.
And you just buy all this pre-rigged swordie baits and you're good to go. It's like, this is awesome. Even when we're sail fishing, like we're going sail fishing, and I was like, oh, what do we need? Some bait jigs to go and catch some bait or something? And the captain was like, no, just some guy will drop it off. So he dropped off like 24 goggle eyes. And I was like, oh, man, I could do this at home. I reckon and make a good living out of it.
Yeah. Those bait guys make a good living.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. Yeah.
On Palm Beach, they're going for like 120 a dozen right now.
Yeah, right. Wow.
Yeah. Price is going up. Fuel's going up.
Yeah, everything's getting expensive.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to see, like, you guys, how all the fish pens and stuff, like you feed them the goggle eye and juice them up and that.
Yeah. Plump them up,
Yeah.
Sailfish it's like a Snicker bar to a sailfish,
Yeah. So we get a similar thing here called a yakka, like a yellowtail. Very similar to the goggle eye, but we get there's another thing we get here, like a slimy mackerel or blue mackerel, which marlin prefer those over the yakkas here. But yeah, you guys are dedicated to your goggle eye. It's awesome.
A lot of work, man. Keeping those things happy and fed properly.
How long does it normally take for them to start eating in there?
It's all changes, but they're handled properly and everything, and you start introducing them to food right away. I mean, you could get them eating in, I'd say a week roughly until they really start eating.
Yeah, right. Wow.
And it depends what, like, they definitely prefer certain meals over other things. Like the krill, like little, no breadcrumbs. Like little krill, like little shrimp. They'll usually get them going a little quicker.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was impressed with the area over there and the boats and stuff there at Palm Beach. It was a massive eye opener.
Oh yeah,
compared to what we got here.
That's a good place, man. Good place to be, and definitely that's the deal of the boats there, man. There's another level.
Oh yeah, I was just walking down the dock and just seeing these like 70-foot FNSs and 70-foot Baylesses and stuff. Like it's all the stuff you dream about and read about in the magazines, and then it's all right in front of you. Like,
they're everywhere. Yeah, I mean, your boat, man, that Viking, man, there are probably freaking 50 of them there.
Yeah, there was, and there was like the 92s, and they were just, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, they're getting bigger and bigger. I mean, the 82 is a big one now. The 92 now, there's 92s everywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I don't think I think we'll stay on this 82 for a while. I don't think we need any bigger.
Yeah, they figure good there.
Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. Well, we'll definitely be stoked to see what you guys do upcoming months here.
Yeah, Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. Just got to get these bloody engines going and
Yeah,
get going. I'm starting to get itchy feet. Need to get out there.
I hear you, dude. I just got my boat home from the boatyard today, a 58 Weaver,
Yeah.
and got a few more things to button up on that thing, and hopefully get out to the Bahamas here soon and go chase them around or scare the hell out of them.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you got a sonar and that thing?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, they seem to be a good thing. So I'm pretty impressed with what it can do.
yeah, it's
Even just like even coming in on the reefs in the afternoon and stuff, you'd have the sonar down and you can mark the bombies. It's good for like a safety factor. If you do end up fighting a fish late into the night, you can have that tool to try and navigate, which I found that was pretty effective to do as well.
yeah, it's badass.
You can mark the bombies on it.
That's
It's
cool.
pretty scary coming in there in the nighttime or late afternoon with the sun, and there's a lot of bombies to hit. Yeah,
I'm
that
sure.
was just another thing, especially for me, for my first year up there, trying to navigate all around that sort of stuff. And I was just constantly in the tower all day and just mapping out the reefs and where to anchor and stuff like that. So, and thankfully, we finished and it was unscathed. So I was happy.
Yeah.
I felt like I succeeded in that.
How often will someone hit?
Oh, it's sort of maybe you hear every now and then the guys bounced off a reef and stuff. Yeah, majority of the guys up there these days are pretty seasoned and they've done a lot of years, like 30 years sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they know the place like the back of their hand. They just come in from the bridge late at night, not late at night, late in the afternoon after fishing, and they just weasel their way in there. It's awesome. Like to have that confidence navigating around that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'll stick to my tower for now.
Yeah. Better be safe than sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, every now and then you hear someone that's bumped the reef and bent a blade or something. But
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. It does happen. Those bombies don't move.
Well, cool, man.
But yeah. So what's happening over there? Is sailfish season kicking off?
Yeah, just had our first kind of 2 tournaments last couple weeks, and there's a few other one. There's like one in the Keys this weekend. There's another one in Palm Beach. Little Lauderdale one we're gonna do, and yeah, it's kind of full sailfish mode right now. Next big one in February, big one in March, big one in April, and then yeah, we'll get ready. Head to the Bahamas, and we'll do like the custom boat shootout and a couple of those Skip Smith tournaments, and go chase some blues and whites around.
Yeah, I watch a lot of that YouTube stuff over there. It's awesome.
Yeah, it could be really good, but Bahamas, it could be, it's hit or miss, some tournaments or, some days are, you could have really epic days and it could be really shitty too.
Yeah. It's like anywhere really, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah.
How's the weather? Does it get rough over there? I didn't get to go to the Bahamas, unfortunately. Does it blow?
Yeah, it does. I mean, especially, April, end of April, May, it could still be pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And especially like in the Abacos there, it's like the the north side there, and it could be giant.
It sounds like Cairns fishery, it's always blowing. You get the southeast trade winds and it's rough. Especially if you're going out through an opening to get out on the outside edge and you got 30 knots with a run out tide. Oh, I can hang on.
Yeah.
That's no
Yeah,
good.
that outgoing tide, that'll get you.
But once you're out there fishing, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
Kind of, if it does get really rough, like you get it blows for a lot of days and you're fishing a reef, you can kind of just go out the bottom of the reef and then just fish it down sea the whole way up to the top of the reef and sort of finish your day or go around again. And I haven't had to do that.
Yeah.
Even on the boats that I've worked on, but I haven't had to do that. But yeah, some boats, especially the smaller boats, if they can't really turn around, it affects it. It affects it a fair bit. But it does get rough. It's 80% of the time it's blowing 25 knots, 30 knots.
Yeah, that's how, I mean,
But it makes it.
down like Dominican Republic or the BVIs or whatever, man. It's always blowing down there too, man. We never get a break.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
a
it's sorta
seakeeper really
the
helps
fir-
out.
yeah, that's where it comes into its own when it's like that, and it certainly helps your fishing a lot. Like with the seakeeper, because on the Ascari we had one, and it just it helps you. You can fish the troughs a lot better, and you can, especially when you're doing like your down sea turn, back up sea. The boats like that don't have them, especially on the littler boats that I used to work on. The boat will yaw around a lot on that turn, and then it always come out of your rigger, so you constantly got to be tightening up your rigger and being onto that. But with the gyro, it doesn't. I found that it doesn't yaw around, so you can have your clips a lot less, like a lot looser, a lot less tension.
Yeah.
And it just helped it a lot more. But as soon as the gyro would stop, like it had stopped working, and you done that down sea, turn back up sea, it's just yaw around and just fly up. I found that was pretty effective with it.
I'm sure.
Especially on this big boat too, it helped a lot with that, with the gyro.
Yeah. I mean, I think with even just the presentation of your spread,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and especially like towing those big baits, you got to try and keep it as you got to have it pretty tight so it doesn't constantly fall out. But if you got it too tight and a big fish comes up and eats it, it'd snap your rigger, like it just, and then it just fucks everything else up.
Yeah.
It's not good. Something like that. As long as you can like get it perfect and everything comes out smooth and comes out of your drop back click smooth and you got the right tension of drag, you've got a pretty good chance of actually catching the fish.
Yeah.
If everything works out fine.
Sounds good, man.
Yes. And so Anthony's in the where's he at?
He's
Costa
down
Rica,
there.
you're saying?
Costa Rica, yeah. I think they're, I don't know, maybe that Rockstar tournament I think he might be at, or maybe one of the first legs of the Triple Crown. So he'll be down there, and I think he's fishing on a boat and down there with Hooked Optics, his family's glasses company. So
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I fished with his uncle Bill and Jim Rogers and Gunner, I think it was, over here at Roscoe, and we that was pretty funny. We rigged these nice big baits, and like a wahoo or a barracuda will come up and just chop a tail off on one of them, and then on another one it'll chop like its gut cavity or something like that. So then you got like two baits that are useless. But then we started like stitching like a body to a different fish's tail. It had like a Frankenstein sort of bait. And Bill was like, "What the hell are you doing with that thing?" I'm like, "Oh man, this one's Frankenstein." They couldn't believe it. It's like, yeah, especially when the biteys are bad, you go through a lot of baits, so you kind of got to save as much as you can.
That's
So
funny.
you just have all these different baits all stitched up, and yeah, it's pretty funny. And that's if the fish.
That's awesome. Frankenstein bait. I have to try that.
Frankenbait, yeah. Yeah, they couldn't believe it. It's quite funny. We put it out, and I think we might have caught a fish on it. Yeah.
Wow. That's awesome.
You got to try and save as much as you can.
Frankenbait.
Frankenbait, yeah. They couldn't
I like that.
They were blown away. They're like, bloody Aussies, you crazy. Frankenbait.
That's good. Oh man.
Yeah, good times, and can't wait to get back up there again already. It's only been a couple of months since we were there.
Yeah. Goes by quick, man.
It does, yeah. Especially it definitely does. It's like all of a sudden the year's over and you're back up there. You're like,
Yeah.
Good. Beauty.
Yeah. Flying by.
Yeah. Not enough months in the year, I reckon.
I know. Not enough. Well, it's awesome, dude. Yeah. Hopefully one day we'll be able to make it down there or something. Get the fish to you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Come on down. Come on down.
See some big fish.
Come and suss it out. Bring your spear gun, spear doggy.
Yeah. I gotta get one of those too. I got a couple bucket list things.
Oh, yeah, well, they're all down here, that's for sure. There's plenty down here.
Yeah.
It's plenty. It's good times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. We'll be in touch for sure, dude. I got you on here now, so we'll be in touch, and we'll get you back on after your next season, and we'll hear about it.
yeah, Port Stephens. Hopefully, have some good stories. Hopefully.
Yeah. We'll have to
Yeah,
get you
fishes.
and Ross on one.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be pretty funny. That'd be great.
That'll be a fat time, right?
That'd be a fat time. Yeah, definitely.
I love when you guys say that.
Yeah, yeah. We actually, oh, you'll probably hate me for saying this, but it's a pretty funny story. So we fished. We done a Cairns season, and end of the season, well, the whole season, we're like, oh man, we're gonna do a surf trip somewhere. Come on, like let's go. End of the season, so we lined up a surf trip over to Bali, and we just surfed every day. We had another captain come over, Simon Carossi, and we're at a pub, and I hired the moped, and they were like, nah, that's too dangerous. You can't ride the moped around. I'm like, it's all right, it's sweet. So then one day, they're like, fuck it, give me a go with the moped. So then Simo was driving and Roscoe was on the back, and they hit this corner and just slid out. And then it just crashed into the bushes. And then I'm like, they were coming back, and then I can't find them. And then I go back to the apartment, and there they are, just squeezing limes and their cuts on their head. They just had bark and shit off everywhere. It was pretty funny.
I'm not gonna lie. I did the same. I did when I was in Bali. I did the same thing.
Yeah, right.
When the old moped went down.
Yeah, the whole trip, the whole surf trip over there. No, I'm not getting on the moped. I get on one day and the fucking crash.
Yeah, that was it of my go around for that.
Yeah.
That's a cool place though, man. A really cool place.
Yeah, we had a good time. We got some good waves and just hung out, and yeah, it was good fun, especially with those guys.
That's like a little hop away for you, that island.
Yeah, it's only 6 hours in a plane from where we are. It's nothing. So
yeah, that's nice.
You go over there for a weekend if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm sure there's some marlin fishing there.
Yeah, you would assume so. I don't think anybody's doing it.
There's a lot of squid boats and shit. They get out there and catching all the squids and stuff. Yeah, I don't think I've seen it. Pretty much used up all my stories.
No, that was good, dude. That was good. Some good stories.
Hopefully there's some more to come.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we'll definitely get you back on, and yeah, it'd be cool if, when Ross gets over there, dude. We'll see if you guys can link up, and we'll get you boys on.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be fun. That'd be good fun, especially if you got a bunch of other captains down there and tell some stories. Definitely the old Cairns captains are good storytellers. You leave the boat with sore ribs, laughing.
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Nice.
Good one.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate your time, man, and we'll definitely we'll be in touch, and we'll be following you guys. Hopefully see some epic fishing here for you guys. Hope you do well in the tournaments.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's good chatting.
For sure.
Definitely keep in touch.
Yes, sir.
Sweet, mate. We have a good tournament season over there. Enjoy your sailfish season.
Yeah, send me a little luck, dude.
All right, buddy. Good luck, eh? Catch ya.
All right, Cap.
See you, mate.
See ya, man.